So I've been doing some thinking. Do I really need my Line 6 Helix floor? Yeah, if you've been following this channel, especially last fall, where I went through a bunch of gear, like Tonex and Boss IR2, the Fender FR10, and then, other modelers, like just trying to find what I need. I think, that I turned 50 last year, and I don't want to call it midlife crisis. I want to call it maybe a realization. Maybe I've come full circle, but I think I've come to, I know I've come to my conclusion of, I like digital modeling in my home studio. I think that's where it shines. I've had no issues with it. That's how I build my presets for you guys, like for PodGo. It's in the home studio, going through my Mac and my interface, my Logic Pro, using my Audio Technica headphones, and a lot of positive feedback on the presets I do, and I think they come out great. When I've tried them live, I've experimented. I've got videos from the last 3 or 4 years where I have it, PodGo in a live gig situation, rehearsal situation. And while it was all right, for me, for live, I still prefer a tube amp, a real tube amp, and some good pedals, right? I think especially overdrive, I'm finding overdrive, the warmth and the response when you dial down the guitar, I find that is not yet for me, accurately duplicated when I'm using a digital modeler. The sound kind of just drops, right? So it's like, for me, it's the response, the warmth. You can get some great tones for sure, and you can definitely get great live tones using a modeler, going through your PA or whatever, you're sending a feed through a DI box, through front of house, whatever. Lots of good stuff, with Quad Cortex, the Helix floor. So that's let's get back to that, because that's why I started the video, is do I need my Helix floor? Do I need it for the home studio? Because my PodGo does everything I need. And my HX1 pedal that I got not that long ago, I love it. It's on my pedal board, and it's going to cover about 6 or 7 different effects that I would use at a gig, but that I don't have to buy 6 or 7 effects pedals for it. So if I combine the HX1 with the PodGo, which I have done, it really opens up the board now. Now, I'm not going to get dual amps still, or dual cabs in that, but I don't really need that. I don't need that for the home use. PodGo is really it. And I still have my Sonic Cake Matrobox 1, which I like. And sometimes I'll use it for rehearsal because I just have a nice little rig set up with some easy a lead boost. I have delay controlled by the expression pedal, and I have a clean with chorus, and then I can switch that. It's changing hands here. Saw my hand there. I have what I need for that purpose. I also have the Walrus Audio. What is that pedal now? The ACS1. I always mix up the S and the C. And that's kind of like, now I bring that to gigs in case my tube amp blows. It's pretty good, I guess it kind of rivals the Strymon Iridium. And it does sound great. Is it my favorite pedal? No, but that's my backup amp now. Sorry. So I'm not going to bring a big digital modeler. And that's even smaller, the Walrus Audio ACS1. Smaller than the Sonic Cake Matrobox. So again, let's get back. Sorry, I keep going, off tangents here, but back to the Helix floor. Am I ever going to bring that to a gig? I don't think so. No, I want my pedals, and I don't want a lot. I don't want to carry a lot. Okay, I'm not playing big stage shows. Sometimes maybe I'll get the odd call now for a theater show, but that's been probably a year and a half since I've done that. And if I do get the call, well, I could whip a pedal board together, or I could use my PodGo. I've used my PodGo. I have a video from, check back to June 2023, sometime around there, where I took the PodGo and used it for a theater gig down in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, I believe it was, with the Bob Seger Tribute Band. So yeah, I really have all I need there with the PodGo. And that's the thing that I've had from day one. in this digital modeling world. So I've had HX Stomp, which is great. Do I regret selling it? Not really, but that would have been nice. If I had the Stomp and the Pod Go together, that definitely, to me, I think would have given me what I need and could probably rival what a Helix can do. And a smaller footprint. But yeah, the Helix floor is so great. And the only reason I have it, and if you check my channel from a couple of months ago, I got the thing off of reverb.com for a bargain deal. So it was kind of like, for me, it would be like, man, if I don't grab this, I'm never going to see this again. So I've had the Helix now for a couple of months, played with it, made some presets for it, and I love it. But do I need it? What do you guys think? This is kind of why I'm doing this video. Help me make up my mind. Like, I don't really need it for the home studio. I have a choice of Pod Go and the HX1, or I could use the Walrus Audio ACS one and my pedals and record digitally that way. So I've done both, and both results were great. Yeah, because for Helix, I don't need all the routing capabilities for doing guitar tracks at home, do I? I don't think so. And I can always get plugins, right? If I want to get like the Helix, the HX effects for at home, I can get the plugin version, right? So do I really need the Helix floor? If I'm not going to, I do not plan on taking it out. Okay, I don't need to. And again, what I've just explained, for home use, for home recordings, guitar tracking, I don't really need that either, because the Pod Go, you know, and Helix floor have the same family of effects. Yes, we know the Helix has more DSP, more of this, more of that, more dual amps, dual caps, so you can get some sounds that way. But if I wanted to, you know, with the Pod Go, you can add a cab simulator box to it, right? You want a stomp box to it, with either in the effects loop or whatever in your chain. So you're not, you know, out of luck with just the Pod Go. You can add to it. So there's my question, guys. And I might have answered it already just by doing this video, which is, you know, because it's, I'm in a phase where, again, back to the turning 50 thing. I'm going to be 51 this summer. I don't need all these gears. I just sold a guitar yesterday, and I'm down to about, I think, 8. I'm really happy with what I have. You know, some Strats, Tellys, Les Paul, and SG. Like, I got the things covered in acoustic, things that I would need on a session or a live hired gun situation. You know, sub gig, and just here at home. So this is the point of the last 6 months or so, or 7, 8 months, whatever, of this gear quest and tone quest. Is like, I've kind of, you know, I've built a board that I really like. Actually, let's have a little look at it if we can. Yeah, so this board is going to be my new live board, and it's only 4 things on it. Okay, so, and I'm really happy with it. It's got the gearbox. It's got a nice Amazon like tube screamer, mini tube screamer pedal, the HX1, and then a more pure boost, so my solo boost. Like, I got all the basics that I need for the gigs that I do. And then my Helix is just sitting under this desk here, just sitting there. It's not seeing much use, and I don't know if it will. I mean, it sounds great, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to part with it. But what do you think? What do you guys think? Drop a comment. Am I being crazy? Is scaling down, is that where you're at? I mean, I haven't bought as much gear as I have in the past couple of years, which I'm proud of myself for that. But I am still, you know, looking. You know, I like to have, like, if I have a telly, I like to have 2. I like to have a backup of stuff in case I'm in that zone, or if I'm doing a recording, an online session, and say something happens with my telly and they want a telly sound. Well, I need a backup right away. I don't want to wait and tell the client, oh, I can't do it because my guitar went, you know, tits up. So, but yeah, like 8 guitars. I got a Pod Go, a HX1. I got various stomp boxes, a few drives. Let's say I have about 15 stomp boxes, a couple of amps. What more do I need? What more do you guys need? Tell me about it, man. What do you guys think? So, Helix floor. You've heard my situation. Do you think I really need to keep it, or should I sell it and then get that money? And that money can go to maybe a better instrument, you know, trade in another one of my lower ones and get something better, upgrade there. Because I mean, first and foremost, love the guitars, the effects and amps, secondary, equally as important, obviously, but, you know, anyways. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you listening, and yeah, your advice and your comments and your feedback, and, you know, positive feedback, please, you know, constructive criticism here, folks. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have for your rigs and what you think I should do. Do I need to keep the Helix Explorer? You've heard the gigs I play, what I'm using, and the online work that I might get. So there you have it, okay? So feel free to give the video a like, drop a comment for sure, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll catch you in the next video.